Hey everyone, in our last video, basically we opened up our Python shell, okay, and started to type in whatever commands we wanted, okay, and we saw it being able to create variables and perform computation, and give us some results, okay. So for example, we did things like this: x equals to 1, y equals to 2, okay, and z equals to x plus y, and z will be 3. Okay, so of course, in terms of scripting and just understanding a bit of how Python works, this scripting approach is good. Okay, but when we have a program that we want to write, okay, to fulfill some objectives, we want to write everything very neatly, okay, sequentially inside a proper file, okay, and be able to execute or interpret all the lines in that particular file as a complete program. Okay, how do we do that in this environment? So what we're going to do is we're going to click on File, New File over here. Okay, and what it does is it opens up a text editor. Okay, so this is very much like your notepad, okay, or any word editing uh, sort of a tool that you may use. And over here what we can do is we can actually write in, okay, the Python code and save it as a file, and then later on we're going to see how we can run this file, okay, from the shell. Okay, so what we are going to do now is we are first going to do something a bit simple. We're going to just declare some variables. So for example, I can say num1 equals to 2 and num2 equals to 5. So this is not a um, interpreter. This is just a text editor. Okay, so when I'm writing this code, it's just think of it as plain text files. Later on we will be able to load this and run, okay, in the Python shell. So when I say num1 equals to 2, num2 equals to 5, when I'm actually running the code, then these variables will be created. Okay, and I can create another variable, num3 equals to num1 plus num2. Okay, how do I get Python to print out some information for me? Um, so over here in the shell, what we did was we just typed in the variable name and it automatically gave us the result, correct? So over here, what we can do is we can actually use a command called print. Okay, so how do we use that command? We say print, okay, and we can, so whatever we put in double quotes, okay, is the information that we want to print in terms of the text. So I can say value of num1 equals, okay, and after the double quote, okay, what I need to do is put a comma here, and I can now put in any variables, okay, and the value in those variables will then be printed out. Okay, so what will happen for this line is whatever in the double quote is treated as pure text. Okay, so value of num1 equals to double quote, so this is a pure text, it will print it out. And after that I put a num1 over here, which basically means that the value inside num1 will be printed out. Okay, if you look back at my first video, what I mentioned is all these are variables. Okay, variables are basically containers that can hold information for us. Okay, so currently right now num1 holds a value of 2, so when I run this it will print out 2, okay, on the screen. Okay, so we can do the same thing. So of course, to make life easier, we can select the whole thing and copy. So over here I can do a copy, okay, control C, control V, and then I can print out. So I will just change num2 over here and num2. Okay, so what I'll print out is value of num1 and value of num2. Okay, I can also do one more, which is the value of num3. So I'm going to do that as well over here, num3. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we have already written the code, okay, the few lines of code, and we now need to save it. Okay, so we're going to go to file and we're going to say save as. Okay, and what I would like you to do is to just select a folder, okay, somewhere in your system. For me, so I already created a folder here called Python code. Okay, and what I want you to do is, okay, so as you can see down here, save as type, you will save as a Python file. So a Python file by default will be .py. Okay, so I want you to save it and call it maybe a hello world code. Okay, so a hello world is usually typically used for the first sort of program you're going to write. Okay, so we're going to call it we're just going to call it a hello world over here, and we're going to click on save. So once we save it, okay, you can see on top here that is reflected here, hello world.py and the directory, okay, where it is saved. All right, in order to run the file, all you need to do is to click on run over here and click on the first option here which says run module. Okay, so when you click on that, what will happen is you will automatically switch back to the Python shell, and you can see that the directory and the file is shown here and the code has been executed. Okay, so what we wanted was to print out these three variables, num1, num2 and num3. Okay, and now with these three print lines, we have the data or the information that we have stored in these three variables. Num1 was declared as 2, num2 was declared as 5, and num3 is now been the result of the addition between num1 and num2. All right. Okay, so uh, uh, that's about it for this video. So I want you to try this for yourself. Create a new file, go to file, new file, and write some code, save it, and then do a run and see that you actually are able to switch back to the shell and actually see the output. So that's about it for this video. So see you all soon, okay, for the next lesson. All right, thank you.